Alright, y'all, it's Bales with Southern For Real. It's been a long Saturday of plane vacation. Some of us are feeling better than others. It's time to get a little food in the belly, you know what I'm saying? So tonight we're going to be doing our rendition of surf and turf nachos. We've got our chips laid out. We've got some drunken goat cheese, which fits right in with this crowd that we're about to grate. We're going to be adding to that some of our hanger steak from last night, as well as some peaky toe crab, which we'll talk a little more about in a few. So it's going to be really fresh, it's going to be quick, it's going to be delicious. It's 6:58 tonight. Let's see how long it takes us to knock out this dinner together. So the first thing we're going to do, we're just going to knock the sides off this drunken goat cheese. Very easy. Tell you what, y'all, Mexican has to be one of my favorite cuisines. I eat Mexican so often, I should probably identify as Mexican-Irish on the census. I don't think that's an option, though. Call your senator. So we're going to go ahead and give this a grate using the large side of the grater. Frankly, because it's easier. We're just going to melt it in the oven anyway, so it don't matter. Alright, got our cheese all grated. Just going to toss away these ends. And we're going to take the hanging tender that we cooked up last night. Check this out, y'all. We got about 9 ounces of this left, which is a lot. Certainly more than we need for dinner this evening. I'm going to cut this in half again. We're going to have half of it tonight, and we're going to throw half of it in our Sunday stir fry tomorrow morning. So we're going to get, 6 entrees essentially out of this one piece of meat. I know it was a nice piece of meat to start with, but if you think about that, we're paying like quarter pounder with cheese prices for amazing meals. You can't beat that. So I'm going to go ahead and cube this up. We've got our cast iron pan warming up on the stove. As you can see, this is rare, just as we intended it to be. So it's going to come up to temperature perfectly in the cast iron. Still be delicious and tender, even though it's been reheated tonight. Alright, so now we're going to take about half of our grated cheese. We're just going to go ahead and lay that down across our tortilla chips. We don't want to use all of our cheese yet, because we want to be able to add some on top of our meats once they've been warmed. So this is just to set up a nice base for them to land on. Alright, we're ready to get our meats going for these surf and turf nachos. So the first thing we're going to do is take the lid off this pot. As you can see, we've got water simmering in the bottom and producing steam, and we're going to use that steam to heat up our crab. I'm going to turn up the heat on it a bit now that we're ready to go. So this is crab that we had shipped in from a place called McClune's. My folks actually discovered it on vacation up in Maine in the last year. And they have all kinds of products that are actually available for purchase online through the app, which is called Goldbelly. If you haven't used Goldbelly, I'd highly recommend looking it up. It's outstanding. This crab is already cooked, so all we need to do is heat it up, and we don't want to dry it out. So all I'm doing is spreading it out. And of course, we always want to season our food. So for seasoning tonight, our crab is getting a blackened seafood seasoning. It's common in a crab boil. Many of you are probably familiar with that flavor profile. So we're just going to hit it with some of that. That's perfect. Just going to put our lid back on, and we're going to let that steam. Alright, so we got our crab in. We're giving it a little bit of a head start. Then we're going to go into the pan with the beef. It's going to happen really fast, folks. So just thought I'd throw out, I know that we're using really nice raw materials tonight to make nachos. Well, why are we doing that? First, because it's delicious. Second, because we can. And third, food is really the great equalizer. So it doesn't matter, where you live or what culture you've come from. Food is what brings us all together. So we're just doing something we like. Alright, so into our cast iron pan, we're going to add just a little bit of avocado oil. keep our beef from sticking. And we're just going to go straight in with it. And turn up the heat just a touch. And as I always like to say, this is not going to take long, y'all. So don't walk away. Don't grab a cold beer. Just mind your pan. Our only goal here is to heat up this meat. It's already cooked, you know, plenty for eating. So this is only going to take a couple of minutes. We're just going to keep it moving. I'm actually going to go ahead and move it to the outside of the pan so it doesn't get too hot on us. And at that same time, I've melted a little butter in this pan, and I'm just going to brush our crab with that warm butter. Just adding a little extra layer of flavor. I think I'm just going to drizzle it. I think that's going to work better. All we got is water down below anyway. Butter's not going to hurt nothing. Alright, now we've got all our meat ready. And now it's time to build these nachos, y'all. Keep that crab warm. Get this beef out of the cast iron first. And we're just going to spread it out. Now we want to get our crab out. So, same deal. Obviously this is warm. We're just going to spread it out across our chips. This is going to be so good, y'all. I can't even tell you. Alright, we got all of our beef and crab down. We're just going to add the rest of our cheese right on top of that. We're not going to leave any behind, that's for sure. We're going to get it all on there. Alright, just like that. And we are ready to go into the oven. The oven's preheated to 350. We're just going to slide that in and stop it. And we're going to turn it on convection broil, high. Turn the light on because we want to keep an eye on things once you've got it broiling on high. And that's it. All it's going to need is a minute or two to melt that cheese and we're good to go. Alright, it's been about 3 minutes. Nachos are looking done, y'all. So we're just going to pull them out and set them down right here. They can't hurt nothing. And get our platter out. And we're going to plate them up on. We're doing it family style tonight. You know how it is. Going to lift these up and fly them right over. You don't want to drop this unless you want to see a grown person cry. And it's hot, I'm telling you. So to this, we're going to add a little bit of sour cream. Come on now, don't be shy. We're not trying to coat the whole thing, we're just trying to add a little bit of flavor. Just like that. And we're going to add some fresh salsa. Looking good. And lastly, we're just going to go over the top with a little freshly chopped cilantro. So that's it, y'all. We just finished up surf and turf nachos. I guarantee you they're going to be delicious. Check out the video below to see how we cooked that hanging tender last night. It's dinner time here, y'all. Hope you all are having a great evening as well. We love you, and we appreciate you being a part of our channel. Take care.